Hi guys, today's book is Apartment 3 by Ezra Jack Keats. How many of you live maybe in an apartment? And you know that every door in an apartment has a number on it. So this one is Apartment 3. I'm wondering what's going to happen in Apartment 3. What makes us wonder that something's going on in Apartment 3? Apartment 3 is our title page. I'm going to show you this other page here and kind of see somebody is just looking out the window. Kind of looks like a dreary day. We've had a dreary day last week. It was kind of nice to have that little bit of rain that we needed all day. The rain fell steadily. It beat against the windows, softening the sounds of the city. As Sam gazed out, he heard someone in the building playing a harmonica. It filled him with sad and lonely feelings, like the rain outside. He had heard that music before. Each time it was different. Who's that playing? Sam wondered. Have you ever heard the sound of a harmonica? I really like the sound of it. I think it sounds neat. People that can play it are super talented. Sam went into the hall and listened. No music. His little brother Ben tagged along. Sam listened at the door across the hall. Crunch, 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 crackle, crunch. Someone or something turned the knob. So these kind of words right here, crunch, 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 those are called onomatopoeias. Onomatopoeias are words that talk about sound, like boom or crash or kapow. Those are all onomatopoeias. Can you think of an onomatopoeia? Out came Mr. Muntz, crunching a mouthful of potato chips. So that was the crunching that they heard. Here's some other things we've talked about that are real typical in Ezra Jack Keats books. It's kind of dark. You kind of see the glass that's shattered. Torn papers on the ground. Kind of see the torn papers on the ground. They waited until he was gone. There was one door left on their floor. Through it came smells of cigarettes and cooking. A family was arguing, but no music. And you have to remember, they're looking for that sound of the harmonica that he really liked. And they're peeking around the corner there. There he is. They walked down to the floor below. A dog was barking real mean in apartment 9. Next door, a mother sang softly to her crying baby. At apartment 7, not a sound. It's an old mattress right there that they're looking at, leaning up against the wall. Down another flight, the hall light was broken. At apartment 6, there was a ball game on TV. It sounded like 1,000,000 people were in there cheering. Apartment 5, loud, juicy snoring. Ben bumped into an old, worn-out mattress. That snorer sure enjoying his new one, Sam said. Apartment 4, more yelling. Some of you that maybe live in apartments can kind of relate. Maybe you've heard things in other apartments. Maybe you've heard people singing or dancing or loud music or maybe even arguing, because that happens. You can kind of see they're hiding around under the stairwell. Finally, the ground floor. The door of apartment 1 opened. The super, Sam whispered. They hid under the stairs. When they say the super, they don't mean super like good. They mean the superintendent, the people that run the buildings. They hid under the stairs. The super grumbled to himself, and he left the building and slammed the door. That guy hates everyone, said Ben. Sounds like maybe he's not a very nice guy. And there they are. him and his brother. Apartment 3 was quiet. Just a container of milk outside the door. They stopped in front of apartment 2, Betsy's door. Sam thought, maybe she'll come out, and I'll say hello to her. He decided to hang around. Let's rest a little, he said, and they sat on the steps. But no Betsy and no music. Come on, let's go home, said Ben. So they haven't found the music that they're looking for. As they turned to go upstairs, Sam noticed that the container of milk was gone. Peeking around the door, you kind of see the door, the apartment. That's still apartment 3, so right there. That's the apartment that the milk, it was quiet and the milk was gone. So they're peeking in that apartment. He went over to take a look. The door was open a little. He peeked in. Well, a sharp voice startled Sam. We didn't take the milk, he blurted. But the man was shouting, okay, nosy, have a good look. Sam could make out a figure at a table. It was the blind man's apartment. Come on in, you two. What's the matter? Scared? So we know blind. I know we never got to finish our people that changed the world, but in one section we talk about Helen Keller. Helen Keller was actually blind and deaf. So being blind means you have no sight. All you see is darkness. It does sound scary, but I feel like people that are born that way don't really know the difference. But still, it's beautiful to be able to see such amazing things that we see. They were so scared they went in. There's the milk, Sam shouted. We didn't take it. Who said you did? Snapped the man. I bought it in myself. Stop shaking, kids. Shut the door and sit down. Kind of does look a little bit angry. And the boys are a little bit scared. Sam shut the door and sat down. How do you know we were kids? Asked Ben. I know about you boys. You live upstairs, says the man. I know something else about you, Sam. What? Whispered Sam. You like the little girl across the hall. The way you slow down when you pass her door. The real nice way you say, hi, Betsy, and she says, hi, Sam, and Ben giggled. So think about what this man is using. He doesn't have a sense of sight. What is he using to make all of these observations about the world around him? That's Sam's hand pointing. Sam jumped up. Who's nosy now? He yelled. I know about you too. You sit around here finding out other people's secrets. The man's face took on a faraway look. I know plenty, young fellow. I know when it rains. I know when it snows, what people are cooking, and what they think they're fighting about. Secrets? You want to hear some secrets? Listen. So when we're listening, what sense are we using? What sense is the man using? And do you know what he's doing right now? See if you figured it out. He stood up suddenly, raised his harmonica to his mouth, and began to play. He played purples and grays and rain and smoke and the sounds of night. Sam sat quietly and listened. He felt that all the sights and the sounds and the colors from outside had come into the room and were floating around, and he floated with them. Ben's eyes were closed and he was smiling. So he found his harmonica player. After a while, Sam turned to the man and said, Would you like to take a walk with us tomorrow? The music became so soft and quiet they could barely hear it. And there's Sam asking his new friend to go for a walk. Then the dark room filled with wild, happy music. It bounced from wall to wall. Sam and Ben looked at each other, and they couldn't wait for tomorrow. So why do you think that the music was so soft and they asked him to go for a walk and the music became loud and happy? The way the harmonica sounds may show the way that the man feels. That is it. I love that book. I just think it's really neat. It does teach us that the world around us is not only full of what we take in by sight, but if you close your eyes and listen, you can hear so much more. And the man playing the harmonica was able to hear all those secrets of the building just by using his ears. I hope you like that book. That is it for that book, and we'll talk to you soon. Miss you guys. Bye.